J Street Moto here. Welcome back to the channel. Today you are riding with me while I head out to Tilley Harley Davidson in Statesville. This place has done probably 70% of the maintenance on Darla. So, let's back up a second. If this is your first time watching a video of mine, welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to know when new stuff comes out. But if it's your first time here, you also don't know some of the struggle that I've been having with the bike recently. So let me kind of recap that. For those of you that are longtime viewers of the channel, you already know about this. You've heard it. So I have, in third gear specifically, they give us a leading green? What the hell? In third gear specifically, if I go above like 35-40% on the throttle in third gear, the bike, it hesitates. It jumps is the best way to put it. So yeah, it's that's been a problem that I've been dealing with for about a month now. And after getting so many differing opinions as to the cause of the problem, I decided to make an appointment at the Harley dealership that's done most of my maintenance, bring the bike in and let their master mechanic ride it and tell me what he thinks the problem most likely is. That way, I'm not, dropping $600 or $700 on a clutch, only to have the same freaking problem after I've done the repair. So I'm doing that. I'm going out there today to have him ride the bike. I'm gonna pay him $100, and hopefully he'll be able to ride it and diagnose it. So yeah, that's where I'm heading right now, and I figured I'd bring y'all with me, and I'll let you experience the problem firsthand. Hopefully the video picks it up. So I'm in third gear right now, sitting around 2,800 RPM, and the throttle's only about 25%. As soon as I go past that 35-40, the bike starts to do what it just did, which is just lurch, basically. And I can't figure out why. I don't know why. I've had people suggest that it was the clutch, the clutch needed to be adjusted. Well, after a lot of research, I found out that there is no adjustment on the hydraulic clutch for Harley Davidson on the MA motors. So a clutch adjustment's not going to fix it, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. So, but then it became, well, maybe you need to replace the clutch, and then it was you might have a problem with third gear in your transmission, and then you start thinking about all the stuff that could cause the problem that you're feeling. So I'm going to head up there, let him ride it, and tell me what he thinks it is. The most recent one that I heard from a builder was they think that it's possible my ECM, the electronic control module that basically sits right underneath your seat, controls everything associated with the motorcycle, has your tune in it, that kind of stuff, that might be going bad. Now, granted, keep in mind, I've got right now I'm sitting at 63,704 miles. So, let's call it 64,000 miles on the motorcycle. bone stock, don't have a tuner on it, none of that shit. The spark plugs were changed at 30,000, so, well, really 33,000. So it's about time for the spark plugs to be changed again, and I'm more than willing to do that if that's going to fix the problem. The issue is, I don't have a firm or a confidence around what I'm hearing is potentially the problem, which is why I'm going to spend money and take it to somebody that should know and have him tell me. Now, the good news is I should have an answer when I leave Tilly today. And you guys will know what that answer is, or at least will know what they told me it was. The bad news is, if it truly is the ECM, or the BCM, I think there's two boxes on these touring models, ECM and BCM. But if it is the computer, or if it is, a computer that's causing the problem, I'm gonna have to take it to them to have it fixed, because the reality is, unless you've got a computer that can connect to your bike and speaks the Harley language, you've got a proprietary software basically on your computer, you're not going to be able to put a new computer control module on your motorcycle, because it has to be programmed with your VIN number and all of that stuff that, unless you have the software to be able to do it, you are not going to be able to just plug and play that device. So I'm heading up there to see, what they say. I'm interested in the diagnosis. I really am. I'm interested more in whether or not the diagnosis makes sense, when you use common logic with it. A guy comes out and says, we think it's some teeth missing from your belt. Okay, show me where the teeth are missing from my belt, and why is it not causing a problem throughout the rest of the gear spectrum? That's really, that kind of thing. So we're heading up there. We're gonna get the bike diagnosed, and I will continue this video when I leave there to head back home, and that will, by that time I should know what their answer is. So, we'll either have a solution. Hell, it might be something as simple as, whoops, there was a setting that was missed the last time you were here for your, for your service. We connected to it and accidentally burned this tune into it, and that caused your problem. It could be something as simple as that. So it might be that when I leave Tilly, my bike's working just fine. Third gear is no longer having a problem. That would be ideal, honestly. It would be ideal if that was the issue. It was just something stupid and simple that was easily fixed. If it's something more complicated, well, then I got to figure out whether it's going to be something I am going to do because I can do it, or if it's something that I'm going to have to take to a dealer to have them do it because I physically don't have the tools to be able to get it done. Now, my fingers are crossed that the words "you need a new transmission" don't come out of anyone's mouth, because that would be the worst scenario right there. This transmission is going to cost me a decent chunk of money to put in this motorcycle, and I'm not really interested in, don't really want that expense right now. Earlier today, I had a call with David, and we were talking about today is a Friday, by the way. We were talking about the need to get together this weekend, because it's March. Today is March 10th. We need to start planning our shit. What I mean by that is we got to start putting together what we're going to do this year from a riding perspective. Me, David, and Juan, and start to put that stuff on our calendars, get vacation worked out, and do all of that shit. So David and I were talking today about getting together this weekend, possibly Sunday, having some food, getting some drinks, sitting down and like finalizing our plan for the year. What are we going to do this year from a riding perspective? When are we going and where are we going? How long is it going to take us to get there? What route are we going to take? All of that stuff that goes into planning a trip, we need to do. We haven't done it yet for 2023. So, David mentioned wanting to get together and do that this weekend. So, I'm all on board with that. Saturday's supposed to be shitty weather. Or Sunday's supposed to be shitty weather, so it doesn't matter that we're not going to be able to ride to do this. We'll just meet up somewhere and, talk it out. But yeah, so that's what's happening today. I thought I'd bring you guys along with me while I rode out to find out what's wrong with Darla. Why is she being a little pain in the ass in third gear, and only third gear? She's not acting up in any other gear. So that's what we're doing. And as you can tell, the weather's not the best here today. It is about 52, 53 degrees, something like that. It's not super cold, but it is kind of drizzly, rainy, just, there's no real rain falling right now, but there's enough still on the road that cars are kicking it up, and it, might be getting on the lens of the camera. So if it is, I apologize. But so let's talk about the Harley Davidson dealerships in the Charlotte metro area real quick. So Tilly is up in Statesville, which is north of the city. It's actually north of me by about 24 miles, something like that. So yeah, Tilly Harley Davidson is up in Statesville. You have Independence Harley Davidson, which is on the exact opposite side of Charlotte. It's on the south side of Charlotte in Matthews. And then you have Speedway Harley Davidson in Concord, which is Concord's sort of on the northeast side of Charlotte, is the best way to put it.
Okie doke. So we're done at Tilly. I was wrong. It is the transmission. At least that's what the master tech thinks. He thinks I've got a problem with my drivetrain and it's specific to third gear. So I scheduled. That's something that, guys, I'm willing to do a lot of stuff on this motorcycle myself, but when it comes to some shit like that, I ain't doing it. I'm just not prepped for it at the house. My bike would be down for weeks while I tried to do this work versus down just a couple of days at a dealership. So scheduled to bring it back a week from today to have him tear the transmission out of the bike and investigate what's wrong. He thinks it's possible I'm just missing like one tooth on my third gear. I'm hoping that what's wrong is that the third gear ring is just worn down a little bit and I haven't lost any teeth. The main problem or the main concern at this point is that the main problem is that if I sheared off a tooth, there's metal shavings rolling around in my motor right now. And that's always a concern because, you might have issues with bearings or whatever. So I will bring it back next week, drop it off with them, leave it, and let him, tear it apart and figure out what the hell is wrong with it and fix it. Got to get it fixed. Kind of don't have another alternative. It's not like I can. I suppose I could always just buy a new bike. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what they say when it comes up here. So,
yeah. So yeah, not the news that I was expecting, not the news that I wanted. I was really hoping it was going to be something that was a lot easier to fix and potentially caused less problems than something with the transmission. More importantly, something where, you know, it's potentially affecting other parts of the engine as well. I was really hoping to avoid that scenario.
So, bring it back up here in a week and have them look at it. Funny story. I walk in, and in the service department, so there's another Harley Davidson dealership in the Charlotte kind of area that I did not mention. That one is Blue Ridge Harley Davidson, and it's up in Hickory. And I went there once because they had my tires in stock. So I went there to get a tire put on before there's Harley. See you guys. I went there before we went to California this past time to get a new tire. They had it in stock, so I went up there to get it. And at the time, there was a young woman working behind the counter at that dealership. It's like the service manager. And I roll into Tilly today to get the bike checked out, and turns out she works at Tilly now. So that was pretty cool. Got to see her again. Catch up. Because, I mean, last time she saw me, we were getting ready to go to California. At this point, we're home from that trip. So, yeah, and I think, if you're looking at it now, I've repositioned this camera so it's not on the invisible extendable stick, and it seems to be doing a lot better staying in the position that I want it in without moving around. So I think I'm going to have to maybe only use the selfie stick when it's going off the back of the bike to shoot, from behind me. But yeah, so not looking forward to what this build's going to be. It is not going to be cheap. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm not really. This was not the answer. This was not the information I was hoping to be coming home with. I honestly wasn't. I'm going to be perfectly candid with you guys. I came here hoping it was going to be something simple, or at least not something so invasive as we think you're missing a tooth off your third year. Great. So, yep. Now we're heading home. I got to get to, while I was there, I think I mentioned that David and I talked earlier today, and he's wondering when, me, him, and Juan can get together and kind of lay out what we're doing for our 2023 riding season. Where are we going? Fucking idiot. We need to get in the goddamn right lane. So, yeah, David mentioned wanting to get together and work out what we were doing in 2023. Trying to do that on Sunday. Sunday, I've got other plans. I realized that when I was standing there at the dealership waiting for him to get back on my bike. I have to take my daughter back to school that day. My daughter's been home on spring break, and she goes back to school Sunday. So I'm taking her back on Sunday. I texted David, told him there's no way I could meet him that day. If we got together this weekend, it's probably going to have to be tomorrow or Saturday, which is tomorrow. You guys just don't know that tomorrow is Saturday, so I'm telling you that. Yeah, so don't know. Don't know if we're going to get together this weekend or not. We might not. Might have to wait till next weekend. Next weekend's busy as hell too. But I'll be dropping the bike off on Friday. Then Saturday we have our neighborhood does a pub crawl every year for St. Patrick's Day in the neighborhood. So we're going to be doing that Saturday night, and then Sunday. Well, besides recovering from Saturday, Sunday we'll be doing God knows what. So, yeah. So, the master mechanic there at Philly, his name's Dennis, he feels pretty certain that the issue is with the drivetrain in some way. Whether it's the gearbox, whether it's the it's that part of the motorcycle. That's where the issue is. His main concern is the amount of metal that might have gotten into the engine and how much is rolling around in there and what else it might potentially screw up, which is, well, quite frankly, my concern as well. But yeah, so right now I'll just baby the girl, and hopefully she can stay on the road long enough to get me back here and, set me up, or, get me back here so it can be fixed. I'd hate to have to tow the thing somewhere. But, yeah, so...
Okay, so during post-production, well, after visiting Tilly, I made the decision to, I'm taking Darla to a couple of other engine builders around the Charlotte, Huntersville area. And I'm going to let them ride her, and basically I'm getting multiple quotes for the same job. Because, at this point I feel pretty certain that I know what the problem is with third gear. It'll be interesting to see if the other builders that I take her to suggest the same change. But then I'm just going to get quotes from all three of them, and whoever is the most reasonable with the fastest turnaround is going to be the person that I choose to go with. So that's kind of how I'm making my decision around this whole deal, because I'm still not 100% sold on what has been determined to be the problem by the master mechanic at the Harley Davidson dealership. So I'm taking it to a couple of guys that I trust. Mainly because they were recommended to me by people that I trust implicitly. And I don't know how you guys are, but I know I'm that way. I tend to trust my friends. My friends tell me, hey, you need to go see so-and-so, because they'll be able to just throw a leg over the bike, go ride it, and tell you exactly what's wrong. Well, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take it to a couple of places in addition to Tilly, just to have them diagnose it and give me this, give me what they think it is. And then based on that outcome, that's what I'm going to choose to do, and who I'm going to choose to do the work. That'll come in a later episode. Sorry, I'm not intentionally leaving any of you guys hanging. So hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the notification bell, share with your friends. All of that stuff helps the channel and helps you stay connected to me.
Always ride safe.